crafty area. Well, not area, but video area. So my name is Jurgita, and I welcome you if you're the first timer. So I did a video last time about a month ago, so there's a bunch of bad and good stuff that happened throughout the month. One of the sad things is one of my uncles passed away in Europe, and another one we just found out is in a coma. So it's not been very fun, and I can't go visit that often. But from, you do what you can, right? And send the prayers and get well wishes to those who are there. So from good stuff, the school is back in session. So I get some mornings quiet, and it was like heaven. Nice. The younger one started school on the day that was solar eclipse here in US, and totality was about an hour south from us, but of course kids didn't go there. It was thousands of people there, but the schools got the solar glasses for all of them, and they went outside and they experienced almost total, like 98 maybe percentile solar eclipse. I went to my husband's work, so we got to spend time there, and I've seen eclipse first time and in 3 different ways. So I had solar glasses, then I'll show you in the pictures, you can look, and there was somebody that had like a telescope that you can look at the sun, like solar telescope or something, or special lens, I don't know about that stuff. And one lady had just using plain paper on the ground, and another paper holding with a tiny hole punched through it, and that was like amazing that through tiny hole you actually see very, very clear sizing of the eclipse part. Otherwise, if you would try to look in the sun, you would think, oh, it's still like 100% full bright one. So it was kind of weird when it got dark and the cicadas started just screaming and all the street lights went on. And the most interesting thing was if you looked at the ground and the shadows cast by the trees and their leaves, how different it was, because apparently the way the sun hits the leaves, it was showing very, very interesting, strange pattern of the leaves. So it was fun, it didn't last long, and I got a t-shirt which I'm gonna wear next time it shows up in 7 years. So it's about the same area, so I'm gonna just write another date on the bottom of the shirt, and so it was interesting experience. And before the school started, my daughter decided to cut her hair. She had about the knee length, and she decided she wants to cut waist length. So it was kind of sad to see it all go after all those years of working and detangling it. But I think she's much happier, and I'm still trying to finish growing my hair so I can cut, and we'll send it out as a donation to make wigs for the kids that battle like a cancer. So there's several companies that do that, and they give those wigs for free to them. So we'll be sending. So sometime later I'll have my hair short again and grow again. So we had a birthday for my middle kid. It was fairly quiet because my husband was out of town for work, and my mother-in-law came for a visit, stayed with us for a week. And since I mentioned that needlework Galleria event was going on in Missouri, in St. Charles, part of like St. Louis, so she came to go there, which I had a separate video of all of the goodies that I got there. And I talked with quite a few designers and shop owners, and did little mini interviews, which I'll be putting together sometimes, hopefully soon. so you get a chance to see and hear about them. And there was a lot of famous ones that you should know as a stitcher. So keep an eye for that. So we had fun there. We spent a whole day, and one day is not enough to look through all of the things and fun stuff and chat and have lunches. And I met first time St. Louis Stitcher group, and we had dinner there, and we got to know each other more. It was kind of fun. And I know that some ladies were in the like stitcher room in the hotel were saying that they starting to do that like a yearly event where they all fly. There was somebody from Rhode Island, Florida, I think even California, that they start to come in this needlework gallery events where they offer different types of classes for projects and different pattern offers and finishing techniques. All that kind of stuff is happening, and you can get like a red robin rounds there where the designers bring a little different patterns and designs for you to work or finish and take home. So I didn't get a chance to do that. It was on Friday, so that was fun. One of the amazing things, we finally closed on our old house after 4 years of trying to sell it, and we barely made it on a deadline. My husband actually got up super early in the morning that morning and drove for 7 hours with his co-worker to make it on time to do the closing signing and stuff. And we spared just a few minutes to manage to contact our insurance company to say, hey, we don't own that house anymore, so don't insure it because somebody else owns it. So we just had to call them like right before they closed. So it's still hard to believe, you know, it's like headache should be gone from that place, because every time there's big storm, you're worrying that something might have happened to that house, so you just go there and check out and stuff. I started prepping for 2 craft shows that's coming up in about almost 2 months. They're in the high school, so it's gonna be big ones, and I'm trying to come up with something different and new and cute stuff for that. What else is, so with the life, you know, I did quite a few projects and shopping besides Needlework Galleria. For the singing, if you know, I sing in a barbershop women's harmony group chorus, and we're prepping to go international, but in the next weekend we're going to a regional area called Tribute to the Top, and so everybody like gathers up to hear the packages, that choruses and quartets that going international in November in Vegas, to hear what they're gonna be showing and wish them good luck and stuff like that. And there's a little class, you know, going on that every year somebody different that teaches the classes about the singing and breathing, and there's separate classes for like directors and different area like managers, so to speak. So it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna be wearing our costumes, which we're about to get, so that's exciting to do, and I hope we'll show good package, you know, they'll be proud of us. So that's for that, and so that's done with my life. And next I'll show you all the stuff that I've done through the month of August. I had total 7 projects worked on. 3 of them were brand new starts, and I had 3 finishes. So I'll do that up close, so stay tuned. I'll be back in a sec. Hello. Okay, so that was one of the new starts in August. Is it shaking for you? Brand new start, and finish, of course. It's as you can see, August month from a Joyful World, free patterns for a whole year. So I finished this in August. I did some of the changes, and some of them were DMC colors, some of them Wiz dye work, some of them Gentle Arts, as mentioned. So yeah, that was a cute little thing. It's not fully finished yet. I just folded it up right now. That's how it was sitting for a whole month. So that was one of the works I did. Then let's move it out of the way. Then from this Just Cross Stitch 2016 magazine, I've been working on some of those trick-or-treat coasters, as you can see. So the one I did was finished, continued and finished, was Trick or Treat. I started during Stitch Mania. So I'll show you what it looked like. Again, I just folded it up and I used linen fabric. So there it is, Trick or Treating, and I signed it and did it all. And it was fun to stitch, you know, it's fairly simple, few colors. The hardest thing for these coasters to do. So the first one was done was Smell My Feet as a pair. So the hardest thing to do was just these lines. It's like a back stitching with 2 threads. So it was, you're trying to figure out how to go these little squares. So you go just a one straight line and then you come back, because if you do just a square by square, it's not gonna look very straight line. As you see right here, I think I had a little thread problem in this little area. But those 2 coasters done, and I had more that I started at the Stitch Mania, and I'm gonna be working maybe in the month of September, so I can finish them all. Then another thing I worked on was, I just made a copy from one of the cross stitch magazines, Queen Anne's Lace. It should be this, I guessed it, by Nora Corbett. So it looked like very simple. I got regular linen thread. I just hand dyed myself, kind of splotchy thing, because I wanted to look something a little bit different. And that's what I've done. So I'll show you what it looked like last time, so you can compare. So mostly I worked on the wings and the hair, and I believe the body part, which I'm doing over 1. Yes, yeah, 1. I'm doing that at 10 stitch. You see, I already forgot. So this is 10 stitch. So it's fun to do, but I had to stop because parts of the wings that's supposed to continue, like here, all of that is supposed to be sparkly Krynic or some equivalent of that, and the same goes for the legs. So I don't have that. Somehow I just missed it, or I've used it in something else. So I'm working. I have to get that, and then I'll continue. And there's, of course, going to be a bunch of beads and different size beads left in this area. So that was another still work in progress. Then I worked, and I'm almost done, it's called Dead End Zone. And that one, let me see. That was not new start, but continuation. And I'm almost done with this. I was short on this thread, so somehow I didn't have that in my DMC collection, so that's all that's going to be left. It's going to be some of the clouds and stuff. So all the rest of the stuff is done. And little beads here. And the eyes are made out of beads, which you can do as French knots. and you can see all that is like a sparkle put in and kind of not the whole thing, but just parts. And of course the skeleton is sparkly too. So yeah, so that's gonna be hopefully finished by this month in September. So that was another thing. Then I started brand new thing. Let me move this out of the way. And it's my first Dimensions Gold Collection sock as a kit from them. So that was brand new start of work, and I used all original stuff. And I'll show you what I've done. Ta-da! It's on I think 14 or 16 count done. So what you see is, maybe you recognize, let's see if I put it like that way, this area, so the greenery in here and this little sleeve done, and I started on the bag. And so I worked on that, and after a while I stopped. It's fun to stitch, but I wanted to do other projects. So that's what I've done. This is my new start. I'm sure I'm not gonna finish by the end of the year. Then I worked on another new project, and I can't find where I got it from, but I'm making this like a notebook cover. Let me zoom out a bit. So I have a notebook that I'm writing all my projects that with the pictures, and I figured out the sizing, and it's gonna be a little princess. So as you can see, it's that's a middle, so there's a part of the dress, and it's gonna be golden hair and a little mini crown thing. So and you can see this is, I got it I think from like Joann's fabric, and I'm doing that over 1 10 stitch majority of the things. Some things I believe I've done as a full cross stitch. So yeah, I'm trying to get like a different 3D style. So that was that, and I'm trying to remember if I missed anything else. So how many was it? 1 2 3 4 5. I know I missed something. Okay. So I had another new finish. It was by Luca S. Moldovan little mice group, and I use my own fabric. So that's what it is. So it looks almost like exact same size as the pattern, right? It's a regular linen fabric from Hobby Lobby or Joann's. So as you can see, it's all the dewdrops done, but you can't. Let me put it over the top, and I'll show you a little bit up close. So there are little X's out of white thread, like mini X's in those drops to make it like look like it's heavier. So it's not a lot of the back stitching done. I think it's just only like 3 colors. So mice were done in 2 different colors, and of course in 310 DMC kind of we're done all the things around the eyes and stuff. So, and it was used half stitches to make like a dimensional thing. So you can see like right here it was done just a half stitch, and the regular was full stitch. So yeah, another finished project. So that was 3 finished ones, and I believe that is it for August. I hope you enjoyed looking at them. Next, I'll show you other stuff that I received during the month of August. Wait and see.